Good morning, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here. Are you having a rainy day like me again? I am just about fed up. I looked at the beginning of this week, I looked at the weather, and it was supposed to be rainy on Monday, and the rest of the week, no rain. And then, what did I wake up to this morning? Rain! Oh my gosh, I was so sad. I I don't have trouble if I know that there's rain coming and I can deal with that. But now that I was expecting it to be like at least no rain, this morning's walk, I just like another walk with umbrellas, and I don't like to get wet, so an umbrella makes a lot of sense, but it really kind of closes in your world. And the whole idea about walking outside is being in nature and breathing fresh air. And my husband walks with me and having a conversation when you have to like walk with umbrellas. Oh man, I'm trying to be happy today. Send me some happy thoughts. Tell me some positive things that are happening in your life. Let's make a list of some positive things today to help me get out of the rainy morning to or Tuesday morning doldrums. Oh my gosh. All right. You're not here to listen to me talk about the weather. I am sure you are here to see a card that I'm making. And so today is Casing Tuesday. And wouldn't you know it, I haven't pulled up my Casing Tuesday cards yet. Let me pull them up. So Casing Tuesday is the day when we take a card out of the catalog and we give it a makeover. Let's take a look at today's card. Okay, it's really big up on your screen, isn't it? Let me make it smaller for you. I usually do this ahead of time, but lo and behold, I did not do it ahead. Okay, so this is a card that we are going to be copying today. Okay, I took a lot of creative license with this one just because I generally don't make square cards. So let's take a look at the sketch, and I'll give you my measurements for this card as well. Let's see, 427 sketch. Let's make this a little smaller. So these measurements are for a square card, and I just made mine a little bit bigger, and then I deleted some of the layers, and I was like, I don't know, I was all over the place with this card, just because I don't do square cards generally. There's nothing wrong with square cards, it's just that they cost more to mail, and they they're just a different type of card. I think I'm just looking, Yolanda, I think she put behind there a 5.5 by 4.25 grid, so to speak. So I guess that was her saying, yay, you could make this into a rectangular card. So have fun with this, play around with it. It doesn't have to look exactly like the original card. So, have fun playing with your card supplies. The Casing Tuesday card is just the start. It's just the start of something going on. Let me see. Good morning, Janine and Mary. Janine says, no rain here. She says, rain can be heavy on the soul. It's almost a necessary evil sometimes. I totally agree with you. And I just feel like the summer we just had so much rain, and this weekend we had rain, and Monday we had rain, and I was okay with that because I was prepared for it. But there was no rain in the forecast for this morning, and I was like, no, I can't believe I'm walking in rain. And it wasn't just even a mist, it was just like, wow. So I'm just like, I guess that's the hardest thing when you have like expectations of something and then it changes to something else and you're not prepared to deal with that. And I know it's a stupid thing, it's just rain, but man, it just totally, my mood took a hit this morning. Good morning, Mary, and good morning, Marty. It's still cloudy in Pittsburgh. Good morning, Deborah. Deborah says, when it's a bit cloudy, I find a hot cup of tea helps my mood. You know what? I have tea every single day, so I live with tea. Even in summer, I'm a totally a tea girl. I don't drink caffeinated tea, except for green tea. And then I switched to herbal tea for the rest of the day. I cannot take too much caffeine, so I love tea too. Tea is definitely a good thing. Let me talk to you about a couple things I have going on. I am supposed to be posting my BOGO sale today, and I was going to do it yesterday, and I just didn't get everything finished. So it will be posted later today. And if you're not sure what BOGO sale is, it's buy one, get one. So you get my retired products free with a purchase of products from the new catalog. You get to choose the retired products. There's a little bit of a process because I have to pull the product. I only have one of each. They're my retired, used but not heavily used products, and I put them out there. I mark them up at full price because you're getting them for free. With an equal order out of the Stampin' Up store. And the only other thing you really pay for besides your order for new products is you do need to pay for the shipping to get the retired products to you. And I lay that out really clearly. You pick your retired products. I tell you if they're all available. I give you a price and the cost to ship, and so you're very clear before you even place your order. I do have a special host code for my BOGO sale that I don't share with everyone else because I have different host codes going for different things. So my non BOGO sale host code, this is just my regular host code for the month. If you participate in my BOGO sale later on, you will be sent a special BOGO sale host code. Okay, so I just wanted to point this out. When you participate in my BOGO sale, you do not get my gift of the month. It's a different offer, a different thing, because the gift is my retired products that you're getting for free. So this is, this is the gift for this particular host code. And if you don't want to participate in the BOGO sale and you still want to place an order this month, definitely use this host code. If you spend $50 with this host code, you will get those Faceted Gems trio. And it's not just these, there's a whole sheet of them. This is just kind of a close-up of them. All right, and I've run my BOGO sale. This will be my 8th year that I've run my BOGO sale. I usually run it in the summer, but with the move, I had to push it back, and so I'm squeezing it in at the end of September. So just a heads up about that. Ellie says, good morning from Connecticut, where it has rained 412 days in a row. Oh, Ellie, I know it's just been Connecticut is close to here, so it has just been a lot of rain since we moved here. It's been humid, rainy. It's just, thankfully the house is holding up under all of that. I have to be thankful for that. It's just I just need it not to be raining. I can even take overcast skies just as long as it's not raining. So I'm hoping by the end of the day, maybe I can get out in the garden for a few minutes and just pull some weeds. I know that sounds like a not so fun thing to do, but it actually is kind of relaxing for me. And it just helps me connect with nature a little bit. And so, yeah, I'm hoping. All right, let's get stamping because I've been doing a lot of talking. Let me show you my card. I'm going to just hold it up. So this is my card that I stamped. I used the Shop the Town stamp set. If you remember in August, I think it was, I created a 3D with, not this one, but with the Let's Go Shopping bundle, and it matches the Shop the Town. Shop the Town is one that coordinates with this one. So on Friday this week, I'm going to be doing a different size box. Remember the boxes that I made? Let me grab one of the boxes. These are the boxes that I made earlier, and I'm going to make some different size ones of these, at least one other size. I think I can make 2 different sizes. So we're going to make these on Friday, the different size versions, so you can make yourself a little village. So I thought I would use the Shop the Town stamp set in my card today, kind of as a warm up for Friday. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I thought we need a little card to go along with that. So this is the card that I created for today, and I'm going to just show you how to make it right now. Well, let me switch to my other camera. And I should mention the Let's Go Shopping bundle comes with dies, okay? And those dies coordinate with this Shop the Town. So this is in our holiday catalog. This one's in the annual catalog. This one, I'm pretty sure it's not going to carry over out of the holiday catalog. Why do I think that? I don't know. I don't know for sure. It might very well carry over, but typically they only choose a few Christmas ones to carry over, and usually they're bundles. So I'm thinking this one might not carry over. So if you want the coordination, if you want this extra stamp set, make sure you pick it up this holiday catalog cycle before. I would say it's always a good bet to do that before December, because December, at the end of November, our retiring list comes out, and then things can sell out. All right, let's get started. I'm going to start off with my stamping today, not my card base. I always start off with a card base. Let's shake things up. Let's do the stamping first. This is a piece of 4 3/4 by 3 3/8. And I am using Night of Navy ink. You can use black ink as well. Sometimes I like the way Night of Navy stamps a little bit better than black. And since we're going to be using Stampin' Blends, it just totally makes sense. I've got my stamp mounted on a D block. I'm just tapping. And I'm going to add this. We need to make sure that we have enough room to add the second story. I hope I did. This is the second story. So with this one, I kind of just scoot down until I kind of get close. Like sometimes I have to go up and down a little bit to decide like exactly where everything goes. Then I'm going to stamp my tree. This card that I'm making involves a lot of coloring. The stamping is pretty fast, but if you don't like coloring, then this card may not be for you. But you know, there are sometimes ways around coloring. Like it's okay, for instance, not to color everything. You can just add pops of things. Like you don't necessarily need to color the building if you don't want to. You know, you can change it up a little bit. All right, I've got everything stamped on here. That was pretty easy. I've been stamping for a while, so I find doing that like pretty easy peasy. So we're going to color this tree, and I've got my Mossy Meadow Light. And I decided when I was coloring this tree that there were going to be areas of white snow. I thought this tree definitely has some white areas. So there's areas on this tree that I just kind of avoided. And there's going to be a bow covering part of the tree too, at least with my card. So I'm just kind of coming in avoiding the little dots because I am going to turn those into red lights. It would be fun to do them in different colors too. Growing up, we always had a real tree. And the lights on our tree were the multicolored lights. Then when I moved out of the house and I was married and I was designing, how do I make my first Christmas tree for our family, my new family. And I decided to go with all white lights because I thought it was more sophisticated. But you know what? I think multicolored lights are beautiful. And I think I just wanted to do something different. Now I long for those days with the bright multicolored lights, and I was like, why did I not like the multicolored lights? I think because, each generation just wants to think that they, know what's right. But really, does it really matter? Not really. I think the most important thing, decorations are nice, but family's the most important thing of all, right? So don't worry if you don't think your decorations are up to par. It's people, family, that's the most important thing. Okay, so I have just kind of come in and you can see I've left some white space. I'm also going to color this in the windowsill here. And I'm just going to color that green. And I'm also going to do this wreath on the door. There are a few little dots on this wreath, so I'm going to leave some of them. Like this wreath is a little harder to color because it's like got teeny tiny stuff on it. Okay, so now we'll come in and we'll do some red. Actually, I want my bullet tip. Let's do this. Let's do this. So what color lights do you have in your Christmas tree? Do you have a Christmas tree? Do you celebrate another holiday? What are your holiday what are your holiday traditions? I now have a tree that has a remote to it. The lights are already on the tree. I just it's an artificial tree. I just haul it out and I decorate it, and then it has a remote and the lights can be in different colors. So I kind of like that because then you can do it to change your mood, right? So that's kind of a fun tree to have. So, if you did not want to color this whole thing, you could stop right here and just use this card just like this, without going any further. This would be just a pop of the Christmas green. And then if you do want to go further, I used lemon lolly here. And the red that I used was real red. I might not have mentioned that. And so I'm just going to brush this on using my brush tip. Note that I am using this on an angle right here. I'm not pressing down on the tip of this brush because if you do that, your brush will break down faster. So I'm just brushing this along. Why did I choose yellow as the house color? I think I was just looking for bright colors yesterday because it was kind of a dull day. Like it is again today. Oh man. Yep. I need to do some sunshine therapy, I think. Okay. And I'm just gonna do this inside of this rectangular piece, and I'm gonna come along and just go right underneath it too. Okay, I think I got all the yellow. So again, you could stop here, but I'm gonna take BOGO and we'll just brush on some blue. We have a blue house now. I don't think I would have ever thought to paint my house blue. It's kind of like a gray blue, but the color came with the house. And I'm not saying that it's bad, it's just that we've always had kind of neutral colors of homes, you know, so every time we move, it's like, okay, something new to adjust to. Yeah, our house is actually, I wonder if it's kind of this color blue, this kind of boho blue. It could be. All right, and then I'm doing the window frame here. Okay, if you're very light, you can do these windows as well. This marker is not really designed to do little tiny areas well, but I think it looks okay. So we'll just do that real quick. I'm not going to do that rectangular area. I think that area is too small. I think it would just kind of close it in. One last thing, we'll take Lemon Lolly Dark. We'll do the star up at the top, and that's it. That is all for my coloring. Oh, no, I lied. I lied to you. I'm going to just show you real quick. I do this sometimes. You can see on this one, I have outlined my buildings and the tree with Pool Party, and it just pops it a little bit more. Pool Party light's pretty light. You can use your brush tip and just come around and just go around the edge. I'm going to show you this. See, one side of my tree's been done and the other hasn't. So then you just keep going around. The brush tip gives you a nice size. You know what? I didn't do the blue on that side of the house. It's really interesting how no matter how well I think I color, there's always usually one thing that I forget to hit with my blends. So we'll go back and do that. Okay, so we've gone all the way around, and let me grab this, and we'll just go and do this and just finish off that one side. Okay, so now we're finished with our focal point. Now the card's going to be easy to bring together. So I've got a piece of real red. This started out being 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it in half at the 4.25 inch mark. And then we'll flatten it. I took some one horse open sleigh paper. Let me grab that real quick. This paper is an online exclusive. It's got some cool patterns, but what I like the most is, I think, the neutrals, because they're just really great for backing up the back of a card. So we'll take this piece right here. This is 5.5 by 3 3/8, and I know there's there's the Bambi on the back. Poor little Bambi is going to be not seen by anyone. I'll just add glue to the back, and you will see my Stampin' Blends bled through the back of the basic white piece. That's normal. It's alcohol. It does go through, but it dries quickly. And I'll just add this. They're the same width, like going up and down. They're both 3 3/8. So I'm just centering this. And then this piece is, okay, so this is 5.5 by 3 3/8, and this is a 4 by 4 inch square. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue in the center of this. I'm gonna line this up so it's centered-ish. Press down. And then we're just going to center this on here. Easy peasy. Okay. Center from top to bottom. There we go. And press down. So it's got some bright colors to counterbalance the rain that we've had. Okay, and then this is a little bow I tied. This is a combo pack of ribbon. I wrote it on here because it was on the packaging, and then when I took it out of the plastic bag, it didn't have the name on the spool, so I just wrote it on here. This is the Real Red and Burlap Ribbon Combo Pack, and it has a thing of Real Red, and it also has a roll of burlap ribbon. So I'm just gonna pop this on the back. I like to use Terran tape. And then we'll just smooth down that and tuck that over. Anything that's overhanging, I'm gonna try and just get rid of it by just kind of folding it over a bit. Oops. And then we're gonna add this right across our tree. That. And then we'll grab some of my favorite iridescent rhinestone jewels. Right, and we'll pop some of these out. There are 3 different sizes of these jewels. And I'll just pop those on there. Easy peasy, they blend so nicely on there. And that is all there is to my card. And if you like coloring, then this is kind of fun to do. And if you don't like coloring, there is another option. Like you could stamp the images on colored cardstock, especially for the ones that you have these dies for. Now there's no die for the tree, but if you don't mind fussy cutting, you could stamp the tree on green cardstock and then just color the lights or the decorations in a different color. Maybe I have, nope. Try to see if I have a tree that I already did. So you could do something like this, stamp on green cardstock. Although I did also color, I also colored the on here, so that didn't save us any time, sorry. I have to find a better example of how to do that if you want the tree on there as well. But you could, you know, with the house, you could stamp on colored cardstock and then cut out, and that would save you a little bit of coloring if you don't like coloring. All right, those are my cards for today. I hope that yellow makes things a little bit more cheery for everyone. I'm going to need to, hopefully we'll get, I don't know if we'll get any sunshine today. I'm just looking outside right now. I think it has stopped raining, so that's a start. We need the rain to stop. And then we need some sunshine to come in. I'm hoping that we'll get that later on this week. So just remember, my BOGO sale is going to start this afternoon. You'll get an email when it's started if you want to check it out. And it's buy one, get one. You get my retired products for free with a purchase of equal value. Make sure you follow the instructions carefully because there's only one of each item, so don't just assume that you can get the retired product, and wait for my email before you place your order. I will, if you you'll have instructions on how to email me and contact me, and then I will lay everything out for you so that there's no questions at all, or if you have questions you can ask me. All right, and if you want to place a regular order outside of the BOGO sale, then this is my host code, and this is my gift if you spend $50 this month. Okay, that is the non-BOGO sale host code. Just want to double check. All right, let's have a look and see what you are saying. Marty says she loves my card. Thank you, Marty. Hello, Marge. So good to see you here. Ellie said, such a nice holiday card. Marge says, I really don't like coloring, not good at it. Well, one thing, Marge, I will point out, if you think you're not good at it, the Stampin' Blends are pretty easy, like really easy. Like, so I didn't do any shading on here. Stampin' Up! Has already put some shading into the stamp. So, you know, I know that someone else could probably make this even more brilliant, but I'm pretty happy with my result, and Stampin' Blends make it easy. There's not a huge color selection either. Like there's less than 50 colors of Stampin' Blends. So, or maybe there's 50, I don't know. But there's no more than that. So it's very easy to make your selections color-wise. And so if you think you might like coloring, like sometimes there's things that I just don't like, I just don't want to do, right? And then there's things that I would like to do if I thought I could have skill to do that. So if that's your thinking behind it, that you wish you could but you don't think you're good at it, then give the Stampin' Blends a try. They're really quite nice to use. The only thing I would recommend, so I do most of my coloring usually with the bullet tip. With the brush tip, I always try and make sure I'm on an angle, so I'm never going directly on that tip, because otherwise that tip is going to break. But the brush tip gives you, if you can do like broad strokes on an angle for covering an area. But they're fun coloring tools. So I don't always love coloring either, but Stampin' Blends, I love them. They add a lot of nice color to cards. Okay, Mary said her tree is multicolor and it's pre-lit. I love that. That's what we had growing up. We didn't have a pre-lit tree. My dad had to string the lights on the tree, because back in those days there was no such thing. And also we had a real tree, so you need to do that every year. Janine says she doesn't do a tree anymore, other than her Charlie Brown Christmas tree. But when we had one, the trade-off we had was enough lights to decorate the Empire State Building, I think. And she used the bubble lights. I don't remember those. Cool. Well, I love that. I love Christmas memories, holiday memories. Dee says, good morning. Our tree has remote multicolored lights too, and it can change to all white lights too. Yeah, I like that, because then you can, whatever you're in the mood for. Marty says that she's Jewish. Oh, you know what? There is a new Hanukkah set that is available today. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Here it is. Let me see, how can I do this so I can show you guys. Let me see if I can capture the images on this. And let me just bring this over into here. Just hold on. Let me pull it up. Speaking of all of that, I just remember I just saw it this morning. So they had made a Hanukkah set, and when people that are of that faith saw it, they were very disappointed with it. So what did Stampin' Up! Do? They came in and they had people helping them design the new set. Oh, this is coming up really big. Let me make it smaller for you. So here are the images of this new set. Let me make it even smaller. So Hanukkah is celebrated, I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Marty, but it's celebrated at, it moves, it's a moving holiday, I believe, but it's celebrated usually around the Christmas season. So it makes, if you celebrate that faith, it's definitely, if you're Jewish, it's definitely, this is the time of year. So this is the stamp set they came up with, and they had help from Jewish demonstrators. And they have, if you go to the store, the name of the set, I should probably say, is called Celebrate the Miracle. And so this particular one, it's a online exclusive. So you can look it up, and there are some samples with this stamp set in the store, so you can see a few ideas on how to make it. But I'm hoping that this will, it's hard, I think it's always hard to design a stamp set if you don't know your holiday very well. So they finally, I think, got it right because they got input, and I hope that's a stamp set that will appeal to some of my Jewish friends. So there we go. Okay, so that was an aside. Marty says that she had a tree and would have to alternate colors. Love the old-fashioned big multicolored bulbs. I also love white twinkle lights. That's cool. Marge says she doesn't think she'll do a tree this year. It's just so hard for me to do with no help. Oh, yes. I hear you. Like, I feel like we usually go up to my parents-in-law for Christmas. And so there's very little time here with us here and celebrating Christmas. We really celebrate Christmas over there, and my mother-in-law, man, she goes all out, like with everything. So I kind of feel like my paltry little Christmas decorating here isn't significant enough, and I'm very busy and all of that. So excuses. So but I'm gonna try and do a tree this year. I am. Just because we're in this new place, and I feel like I want to do it. So Janine said, did you see the updates? Oh yeah, okay, the Hanukkah stamp set. Yes. I'm lagging behind the comments. Yeah. And Marty says she didn't. After this, she's gonna go check it out. Okay. Yeah. Janine says Christmas trees are a lot of work when they're alone, and when you have to turn around and repack everything, not your idea of fun. Yeah, I know it's not really fun. Janine says she loves the framing. Janine says nice card. Dee says she's way behind on making Christmas cards this year. This has given me encouragement to dig in and get started. I think one of the best things that we can do, and I'm starting to realize this because we're still not really like out there in the world. We just moved, so we've, lost kind of our neighborhood friends. And I think one of the best things we can do is maybe reach out to friends and family members and have them come craft with us, have them help us make Christmas cards, spend some time together. I mean, if people have time, reach out to people that are you know that need something to do, that maybe need to spend time with someone else. Reach out to those people and maybe have them help you make your cards. I think we all need some people around us, especially coming into this colder season. Um, oh, Marge says it's hard to color with her hands are so shaky. Oh, yes. Okay, so that's an entirely different issue. Yeah, so I can see how coloring would not be your favorite thing to do. So, then this card, there's some alternatives. You could, if you really like that stamp set, you could, stamp on the colored card stock, and do that instead. You can do like pops of color instead of just coloring a whole thing. But yeah, like the shaky hand thing, that's definitely a harder solution for me to fix. I don't know if I can overcome that one very, very easily for the coloring. But yeah, well, thanks for sharing that, because Marge, there's other people out there that are probably watching this video that are like, yeah, I can't color either because I have a hand issue, like, and so how do we help everyone craft? And so that's something definitely to keep in mind. And there's lots of stamp sets that don't require coloring at all. And die cutting might be a little bit easier for you because die cutting doesn't require a steady hand. All right. Marty says Hanukkah is celebrated on the same date on the Hebrew calendar, which is a lunar calendar. It's anywhere from Thanksgiving to New Year's Eve. Yeah, so it's a floating holiday, kind of like Easter, where it's different every year. So yeah, sometimes it's closer to Christmas and sometimes it's not. So that makes it hard, but it's in the same time of year, so it's a good time to bring out the Hanukkah stamp set, and I hope it appeals to some people, because if we don't celebrate the same faith, it's always hard to know like what really resonates with people. So I hope it's a good one for everyone. All right. Well, I'm sending out sunshine vibes to all of you, and I hope there's sunshine in your forecast, and it brightens your day. And I will be here on Friday, and we're going to be making a little village with the same stamp set and bundle I talked about today. So, and then just keep in mind, watch for an email from me with the BOGO sale that will be coming out this afternoon. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.